Hi, I'm Sonia. Welcome back. Today I thought we would not be in my kitchen today. I thought we would be outside, and I wanted to show you what I'm doing with my garden this year. I know everybody loved my garden last year, and I probably should have done more updates, but this year I'm going to show you more of what we're doing. Last year I felt like a lot of my things, I'm not very good at upkeeping like day to day. Maybe I work in the garden like once a week or a little bit more, and the best thing that I loved about my garden was herbs. And I use them all the time. Like whenever I'm cooking, I tell you guys I got this from my garden, which is true. So this year, I'm gonna focus mostly on just doing more herbs in my garden because it's what I would actually use. And we have such a short growing season here. It's just starting to warm up. We've only had a few days over 70. And like it starts raining, getting cold again by the end of September. So just want to show you what I'm doing with my garden, and my herbs lasted year round, which is crazy. You guys need, if you don't have herbs, you got to do herbs, especially if you live somewhere that's a little bit cooler. I'm amazed that they made it through snow, ice, everything. So let me show you where we're starting because it's a little rough. Like I said, I did nothing, and I mean it, nothing. Look at this. The good thing is everything made it through alive. I mean, that oregano, oh my goodness, it is huge. There's sage, thyme, everything is still alive in my garden. It really just needed mostly to be pruned back. This is right there on the flowers. That's what happens to thyme when you actually don't trim it. It will actually, a lot of your herbs will start flowering, which at this point you actually really do need to do something because it won't like keep producing. It's the best way is to trim it. And remember on my pizza, and I said I had chive flowers, this is where I got them. This is what a chive flower looks like. This is what happens when you don't do anything into your garden all winter long. I was going to show you those hooks. Those were actually for my lights. They actually broke. I'm gonna have to figure out something new this year. This is all weeds. We had quite a bit to do, and if you remember, I had raspberries in the back, and they kind of also took over this, and this is all mint. At some point we planted mint, and my mint went bananas, and now it's more turned into weed. I can't get rid of my mint. It's like everywhere. So here's what we did. We worked all weekend. Actually, I think it was one day. My husband is like the best worker bee. I was like, I want this done. And he just pulled everything out and got it all trimmed up nicely. And then we could start planting the herbs for our garden for this year. I mean, it really did come out really well. I think my husband did a great job. We actually planted right here. This is actually catnip for our cat. If you don't know, we have a cat named Goldie. She's actually 17 now, believe it or not. Dill, we actually planted two different kinds of dill because we could not find like the little bitty seedlings. I also did some cilantro, and I actually have a few beds. I have 3 beds that I haven't actually put anything into yet. And this was 2 different kinds of parsley. We did like the curled parsley, and then we also did the flat leaf Italian because I think that we would use them both. I just put those there because I'm actually going to be making some new like little tags for my garden. So, and here's the raspberries, and they just mostly just needed a good trim back. They still haven't really done well in this corner. I did follow some of you guys tricks to help make them, and we did get a few raspberries, but I think I'm gonna have to transplant them maybe to the front. This is basil, and that's actually a new kind of basil I picked up at Home Depot, and supposedly it's basil for pesto, and this is the normal sweet basil, which I think of when I think of basil. I know obviously it's not what everybody thinks of. And then we also got some Thai basil because we thought we would use that in some of our recipes because we actually buy it at the store once in a while. So we decided to go ahead and plant us some Thai basil. And then we also did some, oh, that is actually a little container that my daughter picked up. And it actually is a different, I think it's cat grass, I believe, that we picked up. It's not doing so great. I'm not sure what we did wrong. And here again is all our chive flowers. After this video was shot, my husband actually trimmed them down because then if not, they actually started turning brown and you really need to cut them. But we did use some of the chive flowers, which, by the way, I've never really had them before. I can understand like why people are so into them. Kind of like just like a light oniony flavor that you can eat, and they are so pretty to put onto your food. We also planted some tarragon that my husband wanted, which I think that's going to be really good. And here is still just our thyme and our sage and our oregano, which has actually been there for quite a few years, and you guys, it just never goes away. I was like, if I encourage you to plant anything, if you live in like anywhere on the West Coast, I would definitely say that you need to do that. In our time, I just wanted to show you the flowers on it, and the chai flowers. You really just need, like I said, this garden really, I'm just amazed of how well these have come. And I wanted to show you this. Actually, I made all of my little, I guess my little name tags for my plants on my Cricut machine, all of my little labels. So I think I'm going to probably make some new ones for the rest of it. And here, I do want to let you know, I try to plant things that or just come in year after year, so I don't have to do so much. Those are my grapes. I have grapevines, pears. If you want to watch last year's, I take you like on a little tour of my backyard. I don't want to show you everything because we'll be here all day, but I have a lot of fruit in the backyard. And the one thing I decided this year is we have these ever-bearing strawberries that come back year after year that produce strawberries pretty much mostly the entire summer, and I love them. You would be surprised how many hundreds of strawberries we get from this. I actually pre-taped this video a few weeks back, and we already have a ton of strawberries. We actually got these strawberries from a small nursery for, I think it's like $1.50 a piece, so that's what we decided to add in more. This year I did lose all of my rosemary, and most people did across the country. My husband was actually telling me about it. It's hard for them to get in rosemary at work. And so I actually went ahead and bought some rosemary. I think we got it at Home Depot because we decided to do it. And here is my peonies, which actually since this video, I had this a few weeks, unfortunately, before I got to edit it, and they've already actually come flowered, and actually I just trimmed them off. I planned on putting this video out, and then my daughter had a procedure that didn't go as planned, and so I'm a little late in editing it. But I still wanted to share this and show you what I was doing this year, so it can obviously give you updates. And here's all my rosemary. I'm actually probably going to show you how I'm going to be using the rosemary. I use it like a ton. A lot of recipes I haven't shared yet on my channel. I plan on doing it. These are all my hydrangeas, which are actually just starting to bloom. And here is back into my strawberry patch. I think I was trying to show you just some of the strawberries, like how many are coming. We actually, everybody was late this year around where we live because it was so cool this year for so long. Usually by April and May, we have a lot of warm days, but we didn't have them this year. And so even the strawberry big patches and the big farms did not have their strawberries. They're just starting to bloom. Now I wanted to show you that we did get everything in the ground, and everything is now done, and my strawberries are actually starting to turn at this point. But I'm hoping that this new strawberry patch really takes on, because I really do enjoy having things around my house that are very low maintenance to produce things that I really love. Just like, I don't think I showed you my rhubarb, but if you guys have seen my rhubarb video, I have a big rhubarb in the front, and I'm constantly also baking with that in the summer. And if I don't show you, I think I do, it's in that corner. Right there in the back is my rhubarb and all my cherry trees. I try to plant things that are low maintenance, but things that we will actually end up eating or using, because if I'm going to put in the work, I want something that I can actually enjoy. I hope this video gives you guys a ton of ideas of things you can plant, and I'm actually going to look for a few more herbs, so if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments. Well, this was so fun to take you around, and I hope you guys plant some herbs. I cannot tell you how good they make food taste so much better when you have fresh herbs. And if you guys, again, have some ideas for my few last boxes, I'm probably going to go to Home Depot and probably try to hit like a really big nursery near us to see if we can find like some more things to put in that is something that I think I'd actually eat. So if you guys have some ideas, let me know. I hope everybody is doing great, and it's the beginning of summer. Well, for a lot of you. I still have one more month of school with my daughter. I think my son has 2 more weeks college or something till he's off, and he's summer school. But we're still gonna have fun this summer, and of course, I'm bringing you along. I'd love to know if you guys want to go on vacation with us. We are going everywhere this summer, so I would love to show you some of the places we're going, places we're eating. Love to take you along. Let me know if you want to come. And I hope everybody's doing great, and I'll see you next time. I love you guys. Bye.